What does it say on your shirt?
It says Ed Beaver Guitars.
And so Ed Beaver is...
Ed Beaver is the guitar whisperer.
In Nashville.
Yeah, he's in Nashville. That's where he lives. I have never seen anybody in my entire life that has such a one-on-one feeling with a guitar. And he watches you play, and then what is it that it's doing to you? And he hears his own things that he starts in. I'm telling you, we get it back. It's like a soft leather glove that you put on, and it fits perfectly.
How does that work? Is there a dude like that in every city, or would guys?
No, I've never seen another one like it. How do you want the guitar to feel? Right. How do you play? And then he starts in. He's a master at fixing something. I say, I think it's buzzing down here at the nut, and he's no. I'm glad I've turned people on to Ed, because I would get any kind of guitar and know that it's going to be right for me just by getting it to Beaver. You know, I don't care what the action's like. If it sounds good, it's going to Beaver.
What kind of friend is Ed?
Oh, he's like an angel. You know, he's like one of the angel I think assigned to me. I met him through a guy named Lad Smith. Lad put us together because I had this guitar. He says, it's driving me nuts. He said, you need to take it to Ed Beaver. Lad says, you need to know Ed Beaver anyway. He could possibly become your best friend.
And for me, I wanted to talk about him because we've only met a couple of times, but Ed and his wife, Margaret, made a huge impact on me. You know how sometimes you can have a very brief meeting with someone and not know them very well, but there's something about them. And both of their conversation was really unique in Nashville to me. And from my perspective, it's not that stuff, it's the stuff you've told me about Ed as a friend, and then also my personal experience with meeting him and just some of the really highly intuitive things that he said and the look in his, there's something about the look in his eyes. There was an authenticity that was incredibly refreshing during that time in Nashville. And you know, you take a chance when you look at somebody and you say, this is painful for you, isn't it? And you're sitting in a packed pub and everybody's cheerful and
everybody's dancing and everything at that time when he said that. And he hadn't talked to you either, had he?
No, that was one of the first things he said, aside from a greeting. And I was in enormous emotional pain and feeling a little bit, like I said, surreal. I was tired. I had flown in. I'd been at the Opry, and that's this big thing that you hear about in Nashville, but yet wasn't in my scope at all as a kid. And then just being there and taking it all in and looking at that line of dancers, and it was weird because it kind of woke me up because they had, what do they wear, wood clogs or something?
Yeah, whatever the cloggers
and I remember
wear,
click, 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 and the little, and Winona walked by, and she was sweet. She looked in and she said hi to me, but she was this, larger than life kind of woman, and it was cool. It was great to be there for you. But he just, he looked at me, and it's like he could sum up the entire evening, and it was just really cool. So
he does stuff like that with me.
Does he?
I don't know. It's just to the point now, he'll say something. He'll look at me, and I say, oh, yeah, I'll think about that. Or I'll look into that, whatever. We don't have long talks, but just things come out of his mouth, And when we met, it was a bonding thing that I knew this person's going to be in my life till I'm gone. How did Margaret, where did she fit
Margaret was really, really cool.
She's tuned in too. She's got her own thing also.
Just very, very authentic. And I was talking about going to the Hermitage, and she tuned me in. I didn't even want to go after I talked to her. I mean, I'm curious about it because we don't have, the same history, with slavery as you do in the States. And my mom's mom, my grandmother's a descendant of slavery, and it's not something I've ever been able to really research or look into. So I was interested in going and seeing the slaves' quarters and all of that. But she told me about the March of Tears or something?
Trail of Tears.
Trail of Tears. And, she just gave me this really sensitive education, and she wasn't being, kind of preachy about it or anything. Just really, just really cool and down to earth. And that was refreshing. So guitar players, fly into Nashville and go see Ed, the guitar whisperer.
Or just send Ed
Oh, can you send it?
Can you send your send it, but I mean, you send Ed a big check and it'll come to you too.
Oh, that's right. Donations payable
No, the guy is incredible. Ed Beaver.
Do they have kids? Does he have kids?
Oh. They are kids.
Spirit, yeah.
Bresh Digital TV. BD TV.